Okay, welcome back to part 7 of Simpsons Hit and Run,
The
the
final.
final part that just so
Zombies
happens to
are on
be
the way.
Halloween
Shouldn't we
themed.
do something?
Happy
Not now,
October,
Lisa. I'm trying to
people.
listen to the baseball
Yeah,
game.
look at the living room.
Oh God! Zombies! They're devouring
Homer
the
actually
trash!
died on this couch. We're clearly playing as a clone.
Oh, the pain!
Uh,
Ah!
those
Oh,
are
all
Halloween
right. I'll get us some
decorations.
survival
No,
supplies.
that's a dead Homer.
Stupid
That's my
problem
head
getting eaten
canon.
by zombies.
Okay.
It's crashing
That
time.
Homer died. Well, let's discuss that. This is the perfect episode to discuss. So first off, Treehouse of Horror. It's something that I've noticed with Simpsons fans that some of them do not watch the show, but they will tune in every year to see what they do for Treehouse of Horror.
Hoping to save it for
Yeah.
Ryder and Todd to, bandage their
Um,
Also,
reindeer wounds.
Look, let's
just
rub a
the
Bible on 'em.
preferences
Will that work
video.
to fend off zombies?
Dr.
I had to
Science?
restart this
Okily
level.
dokily. Here's the first aid kit.
Well, it's not so much I had to restart it, it's more so, uh, around the final mission, the game crashed, and then I got irritated and just turned on the code that just
I know.
freezes time.
Lord. Hey, I found my little
that's fair.
So,
The ending of this
uh,
game is very notorious.
yeah. Like, I could do it, no problem, it's just, the game crashed, and, I couldn't. So I had to redo this level twice.
Guess I'll have to use a hop for a pillow now.
Also, besides the missions, there are other reasons why I don't like this level.
Yeah.
You might see them in passing as I drive around.
I need your chainsaw
but-
to chop up attacking zombies.
But then how will I
This
defend
level has
myself?
spiders
Mo,
in it.
Mo.
Oh,
Shouldn't the
no.
weapons go to save people
Yeah.
who have loved ones?
I mean, they don't
Yeah, I guess so.
they don't
I
do
think I
anything.
made
They
my
just
point.
kind of
Better go comb my hair
hang
before
from an
the zombies
invisible
get
web
here.
and go up and down, and
My
that's
life stinks.
that's it.
So
Even if you were to go to interact with it, at most all you could do is kick it, but it doesn't do anything to it, and it can't do anything to you.
Snakes remain.
you're saying it's an impasse. You're just stuck. You're stuck with the spider, and the spider is stuck with you.
I mean, sort of. Pay close attention to when I drive past the retirement castle.
Fire number one.
You'll see what I
Fire
mean.
number one.
Yeah. So
Is that-
one other question: is this a modded thing, or is the level naturally on Halloween?
Coming through. Learn to drive,
This is just part of the game. So, Simpsons Hit and Run is technically a Treehouse of Horror game because the entire game takes place on the week of Halloween. The first level takes place on Monday, second level Tuesday, third level Wednesday, fourth level Thursday, fifth level Friday, sixth level Saturday, and then the final level is Sunday night, which is Halloween night.
Which is fine, because as I mentioned, going into this episode, into this part, Treehouse of
Oh,
Horror,
I forgot my mission.
even the Simpsons creators know that Treehouse of Horror is like a very big deal for them. Like, Simpsons doesn't have, they have a couple episodes here and there. They acknowledge other holidays, they've had Christmas episodes, they've done stuff like that. Halloween is their yearly thing.
Oh,
My
yeah.
last hours on Earth complaining
Like,
about movies.
Halloween is synonymous with Treehouse of Horror with The Simpsons, so much so that, like,
Protect you well, but
there are some of them that I can think of. Like, one of my personal favorites is The Shinning. You mean The Shining? Quiet, do you want to get sued?
I mean, it's such a mainstay for The Simpsons to the point where there's even just a full-on video game that is just based off of the earlier Treehouse of Horror episodes.
It's true. Ones that I remember, the 3D Homer one.
Yeah,
Can you come and get me? I'll pay
that's
you in
probably
back
my
rubs.
favorite one, to be honest.
Sweet.
I
Let's go.
think there's one with like a killer leprechaun.
You know what? I don't remember it,
My gosh.
but I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
I know there's one where Willie is Freddy Krueger.
Oh, yeah.
I used to have a Treehouse of Horror DVD that had about 5 of them on there. When I was growing up, I had that, and I had the Simpsons art book. But for me personally, like Treehouse of Horror, like we mentioned this in like one of the past parts, it's one of those things where with Treehouse of Horror, you have to almost like make a separate category for favorite Simpsons episodes. Like you have to be like, oh, here are my favorite regular Simpsons episodes, and here are my favorite Treehouse of Horror episodes.
Oh
Like,
no, I forgot to cut this out.
oh well.
Do this thing.
If you wanted to talk
You know-
about,
I wasn't
Let me-
sitting on it for that long, but yeah.
people think of Mr. Burns in like that vampire outfit.
Yeah, and the Game Boy Color Treehouse of Horror game, there's an entire level based off of Mr. Burns as a
Out of
vampire.
control.
Bart's evil twin, Hugo, the one in the attic.
So I didn't show off the alternate costumes in this game, but in I think it's level 6, the second time you play as Bart, one of Bart's alternate costumes is Hugo.
It's fair. That's fair. I think my favorite's either the Shinning or the 3D Homer one, because then Treehouse of Horror also spawned off, where they started having episodes that weren't Treehouse of Horror but were like clearly inspired by it, like, oh, we're gonna tell 3 mini stories about, like, you know what I mean, like where they do the Simpsons doing history. Like, they started doing that in several seasons where it'd be like, oh, here's Homer as Henry VIII, or here's, the story of Mozart, but it's Bart as Mozart and Lisa as Salieri.
Yeah. One of my favorite Treehouse of Horrors is it's the one where I forgot the premise. I just remember it was Mr. Burns hunting everyone like animals.
Oh, kind of like oh, you mean like where it's like, I think that's based off of a Stephen King story where it's like an island where they hunt people.
Yeah.
Like, he takes them to an island where they hunt people. Like, I know what you're talking, because I think he kills Lenny and Carl. Like,
Yeah,
Driving is my pet peeve.
the Treehouse of Horror episodes are just an excuse for the developers for the creators, the writers of the show to just do literally whatever. Because there are some Treehouse of Horror sketches that aren't horror related at all, and I'm okay with that.
there's
There's one that's based off the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What a power plant! And I'm bored of this level. King of
You're
the
right,
world!
because there's one that isn't really horror based at all, but the one, what is it, the one where Ned is trying to stop Homer from, like, blowing up the town, and he shoots Homer, and Homer falls on the button.
I figured out the alien's weakness.
And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, son of a... And then you just see Springfield blow up.
Well, it could save the life of you and your family.
Yeah, one of
I
the
loaded my vehicle with nuclear waste from the power
one of the
plant.
ones that I
It's going to
remember.
deliver this
Well,
toxic
this
payload to the
one,
alien
okay,
ship,
so
risking myself
this I
and
want
my
your take
delicious
on
brain
what I'm
to
about to
zombie
say.
snacking, which if you've never
Okay.
undergone that,
I
can tell
think
you it's
Sideshow Bob episodes are really good October watches
it's
as
Professor
well.
John Frank.
Are you still here?
To a
Crunching
degree.
time.
Because there's always that pretense that he's trying to kill Bart, and then later on just the whole family. So it's like kind of like a slasher flick, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
this one is dedicated to Bart Simpson starts playing Wipeout.
Oh, dear. Oh, good lord. Oh,
I mean, because I know that there's a large portion of Simpsons fans where it's either in their top 5 or their top 3, some even their absolute favorite. Cape Fear. I have heard Cape Fear thrown around as some people's favorite episode, just period.
So, one of my favorite Sideshow Bob episodes might be the Dam episode.
Excelente.
The
I
one with
haven't
his
seen-
brother.
Interesting. I need to see that one.
Yeah. It's one of the few times earlier on where Sideshow Bob
Help, it's not
isn't
good.
trying to kill Bart and he actually is trying to turn over a new leaf. But it's his brother that's trying to kill both him and Bart.
I love how one of your favorite episodes is just the Hank Scorpio episode.
Nice alien craft. Now
It's a good
just
episode.
get out of the
It
path.
is.
Classic.
Track
You like these galoshes? You don't? Well, neither do I. Just throws them.
Yes, crystal eggs and the crunch.
Oh,
Boy, talk about thinning the nerves.
See what I just
Yay.
did there? I gotta do
And
that
I'm
2
gonna
more
kill those
times.
town-building,
Wait,
black
no.
car-driving,
3 more
cola-poisoning,
times.
laser-distributing
it
reality
isn't
show
one of them.
monster.
Don't you have to use like
I'm gonna
Grandpa
eat some more
Simpson's
toxic
car?
waste.
That's the final one. It's also the most obnoxious one.
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back rubs.
Yeah, the Simpsons. I'm sure me and Rox will definitely find more videos to talk about the show, the episodes, the movie, the other games. I'm sure Rox is gonna cover and or record Road Rage and the movie game at some point, specifically those
Why don't
two.
you ask Mr. Burns? His
There-
buried nuclear
there
waste
isn't a
poisoned
movie game.
Springfield for years to
Oh
come.
yeah, the
Good old
Simpsons.
Mr. Burns.
It just
He'll
it
save
coincided with the
us.
movie
Thank
so
goodness
much
for
that I
nuclear waste.
associate it with the movie, even though it's not
Eh.
based on the movie.
Everyone does, and it's like I don't even think it came out the same year as the movie, or if it. Wait, let me look this up. I
am Road
don't
Rage, and I
think
know
it
how to
came
use
out
it.
the same year as the movie. Let me see. I could be wrong. Yeah, it didn't even come out the same year as the Simpsons movie. It came out like a year later.
Where am I gonna put all
Maybe people coincided with the
Uh-oh,
DVD
it's that black
release.
car again. Wish I
That
could
would
beat him at
make
some
more
point,
sense
combined with
because
the
it did
density
come
of
out
a level bug.
around that time.
Eat my dust.
Like I remember seeing kiosks with the game and the DVD in it, like in grocery stores. Like
Yeah.
you remember. So not to like seriously date ourselves, but we have to talk about the Treehouse of Horror that blew everyone's minds from recent years.
I will be honest. I haven't watched The Simpsons as of late. Not because oh Simpsons bad. It's genuinely just because I haven't. For whatever reason, I just haven't really had the drive to watch The Simpsons as of late, and I can't explain why.
That's fair. I'm talking about the Death Note episode, though.
Oh yeah, no, that's the one that's being advertised on Disney Plus right now.
That's because they did something so different and so, like...
Yeah, that one actually was animated by the people who worked on Death Note.
It looks great. It's actually kind of funny. Lisa being the one with the Death Note, it's also kind of funny that... Well, I think the reason that they gave Lisa the Death Note and not Bart is that Lisa kind of is like one of those characters who's like, if she had the Death Note, she would try to use it to like make the world a better place.
Yeah. If Bart had the Death Note, he would just kill everyone. Which, I mean, I can't say I blame him.
I don't think he'd kill Marge. Because him and Marge, I don't think he'd kill Marge or Maggie. Or
I
Lenny
mean,
or...
considering this is Treehouse of Horror we're talking about, probably.
That's fair. Well, okay, the way I see it, Bart, like his first picks, you know Skinner is the first name he's writing in that book.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know he's doing it in an because you have to write how they die. You know he's doing it in an embarrassing fashion. Also, albeit I don't know why Lisa's form of death, because she starts running out of ideas, involves animals coming out of the toilet and killing someone.
Because that's what you do when you run out of ideas. Just have animals eat people from the toilet.
I like how like the Death Note, like the spirit, is like, hey, you already did an alligator coming out of the toilet. Fine, and you just see a lion come out of the toilet. Like, yeah, that it was actually funny. It was well made. Unlike something that comes out roughly after Halloween every year.
The Thanksgiving episodes.
No. There is a small, it's not a holiday, but it's a day. Day where announcements are made, stuff is dropped and shadow dropped and revealed. I'm talking about the second or third week in November, known as Disney Plus Day. To honor the day that Disney Plus got made, they dropped new shows, movies that are highly requested, and every year they drop a Simpsons short, and they are worse and worse and worse.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I keep forgetting Disney Plus Day is even a thing.
Disney Plus Day is really important because that's how we got the Brandy Whitney Houston Cinderella movie.
Huh.
But and like, you know, that's the day at launch. They usually drop a Star Wars thing, or my guess is that they're gonna just drop all of What If this time. If you're in the future and they didn't do that, I'm sorry. I suck. I'm sorry if they just dropped. What? Let's be honest. So, here's ones that they did. They did the Good, the Bart, and the Loki, where Loki hangs out with Bart. And they
I'll be honest with you, I just skip all of the Simpsons shorts because I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, yes, we get it. You're owned by Disney now. Please stop.
Are you saying that they nailed it the first time with, I'm the mascot of an evil corporation?
Yeah, and that wasn't even a Disney crossover. That was just the Simpsons movie.
And that was also just a joke that aged like fine. Or was it one of their predictions again?
Prediction.
Yeah,
They tend to do that. They tend to unintentionally do that a lot. So much so that in a recent episode, they made they made an episode that's poking fun at literally every Simpsons theory out there, as well as like what one of the theories they poke fun at is that, you know, the Simpsons keep predicting the future, and one of the things that they and in that segment, it was just like a bunch of writers sitting down going, okay, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen. We use the time machine, so we know what's gonna happen. At least I
Oh,
keep
that's
in mind, I
creative.
haven't fully seen that episode. I only know it in passing, but it is one of the best episodes in recent years, from what I've heard.
I kind of want to see that, even though that's never gonna top my favorite jokes involving writing in The Simpsons, and you already know what that is.
Tickling my feet.
Like, homecoming, they even tackle the whole Homer Simpson coma theory. Because, you
Well,
know,
that's
every show needs to have a coma theory.
Oh, that's interesting. But
I don't know how I fixed that.
Hurt.
But you did. I'm
I
proud of
don't
you.
know how, though. I just got out of the car, got back in, the car fixed itself.
That's fair. I still love the... We have 1,000 monkeys and 1,000 typewriters. They're gonna make the next Grimmer. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. Stupid monkeys. I don't know why him just his delivery of the blurst of times. It's just so... Okay, so I have a theory. If we ever got another Simpsons game, like a brand new game, not a stupid mobile game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Scratching time.
we've had a lot of different games. We had like Escape from Camp Krusty. We had one that I'm going to talk about as we get through this long part that I grew up with. So obviously the two most iconic villains are, and ironically the two most loved games. Mr. Burns is the villain of the arcade game, and Kang and Kodos is the villain of this. Who do you think would be the next villain? My guess is Sideshow Bob if they made another Simpsons game.
So Sideshow Bob kind of stopped being an antagonist as of late. So I don't think so.
Maybe Burns again for nostalgia's sake.
I mean, maybe, but even in the case of the Simpsons game, it didn't really have an like a main villain.
Now that's driving.
Because in the Simpsons game, the plot is just the Simpsons family find out that they're in a video game. I mean, I guess in the Simpsons game, we make the argument that EA is the main villain.
Oh, that's very
Or
important.
Or God. Or God. Because God is the one who keeps having all of these video games made because life is just a video game. And then Lisa brings up the question of, if life is one giant video game, then who's playing God? It's like, wait a minute.
I'm gonna say that EA is villains because of all the Madden games that come out every year.
EA is just the villains of the video game industry in general.
So, hear me out. Mr. Burns is the villain, but .mu makes a Simpsons beat 'em up the way that they did Shredder's Revenge.
I'd be okay with that. I'm just saying that, like, when you really think about it, most Simpsons video games don't actually have villains. It's weird.
I want the beat 'em up to be on modern platforms so bad.
This town is going to pay for this.
I do too.
Oh, no, dude.
I mean, even if it was a standalone release for like $20, I would do that because that's way cheaper than an arcade 1-up machine.
That car just came out of the ground.
You just gotta be like Luffy and no, and just push it down. But so here's the Simpsons game that I grew up with. Since I was always behind a console for a long time, I think the Wii U I had to wait a year. 3DS was the first time I got a system in its launch year, and that's because of the price drop. So here's the
Not supposed to happen.
I grew up with the Super Nintendo, and I had Bart's Nightmare.
Pay for this.
That game
I'm
is
sorry.
not. Yeah. That game
I'm
is
so
not.
sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry for me too.
Sweet ride. I bought it with my
Have you ever played it?
Thank you, Uncle Sucker. Give me a lift.
Through
I gotta
emulation.
save Springfield. Now you're not gonna sacrifice me for the
And
greater
even
good,
then,
are
your
you,
time was
son?
wasted,
We'll see,
wasn't
kid.
it?
We'll see.
My favorite segments of those of
Sweet.
that game are the itchy and scratchy levels, and those levels are horrible. So that tells you just how much I like that game.
What about the look on Bart's face during those levels where he looks like he's gonna die?
My helmet?
I mean, he is.
2, 4, 6, 8, you suck my
The Indiana Jones level is terrible. My favorite levels were
I don't even know how the Indiana Jones level works.
Nothing lasts forever.
Oh, you mean those platforms with like that just fall? Like how the blocks just fall? Oh my god.
It's like I don't know how that level works. I don't even think the game knows how that level works.
I don't think it does
You
either.
stupid Kaiser.
See, when I played that game when I was younger, I was always content. I know, like, there's a best ending, but I was always content with the C or a B because the family doesn't look angry at you if you get one of those.
I mean, that's on par for Bart to get a C, so makes sense.
Yeah, like, I remember getting a B1. Like, I don't know why that when you get an A, everyone's happy with you, but Lisa looks like she's so mad. Like, it's... But, yeah, the big thing for me was Bart's Nightmare. It was my first ever Simpsons game, and I didn't really like it, and I didn't have a lot of fun with it, and, oh my gosh, the Bartman levels were my favorite, but that's because I always enjoy a good space shooter, on-rail shooter, whatever that was. I always enjoy. I always
shooters.
Yeah. We are in the home stretch though.
Yeah, my favorite levels in that game, like I said, was the itchy and scratchy levels. Simply because it's as close as you were going to get to a platforming stage in that game.
That's fair. But you know what? Maybe we will record that someday for the channel. Not like the full thing, but like a one-off. And not like
You can, I'm not doing it.
I'll play it. I will play it.
Yeah, you can.
I will play it so I can show everyone the janky music. The janky street music. Just...
Yeah, I had to cut because I just kept failing and going back and forth multiple times.
I love how the cops are
Wait,
like...
I was right there. The game did crash on me at that point, by the way.
I feel like that's you. Also with Marvel Snap sometimes.
Sometimes.
It just puts the computer in the trash. You know what? I can relate to that. You know what that one is? That's me with getting over it with Benefy.
Fair enough.
Just puts the computer in the trash. That was also me with oh, what was it? There. You know, that was also me with Battletoads. That was also me with Battletoads. No, actually, the most that I was like that recently is when I played the Cowabunga collection, and I was playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles NES game, and I was playing it late at night, so I was super tired, and I hadn't made a restore point since the dam level, and then I got a game over.
Ooh.
That was... I had to take like 2 or 3 days off of that game. After that, I eventually beat it. I got my platinum. I platinumed the Cowabunga collection. Half of those games I'm never playing ever again. and I mainly played those not for like a game list. I didn't do it for those. I did those because I saw that all you had to do was beat those
Fair
games.
enough, but we have a cutscene.
I feel bad
Oh.
about I smell toad! Eat nuclear death, you effeminate wriggling spacewads! Imagine that, scared of some harmless nuclear waste. So very harmless. Oh, cut your fingernails!
That fortune teller was right. I do end up dying in a spaceship crash.
Dad, I'm really proud of you for rescuing us all from that alien invasion.
Did that really happen? I thought it was a bad dream after eating too many raw hot dogs.
No, homie. You're the town hero.
Sweet. And the ninja babysitters? Was that real or a hot dog dream?
Hot dog dream. Dad, your fans want you outside.
Fans? Oh, those fans.
At least our show was a success.
Why did we go to Earth Heaven when we died?
At least we don't have to sit through the stupid video game credits. No!
And that was Simpsons Hit and Run. What were you saying, Homecoming?
Did Grandpa go up in the car with?
That guy deserves such a pro.
Yes.
Who are these people? I never saw them during production.
This is why Abe Simpson's one of my favorite characters.
I told you, this game is secretly a Treehouse of Horror
An
game.
associate producer and a producer anyway.
Well, if you ask me, they should
Yeah,
spend too much time
that was the Simpsons Hit and Run. I completely forgot what I was saying. I know it was Simpsons related. But
You were... I'll be honest, I don't remember what you were saying either.
ADHD, it's great. Oh, I was just ranting about how I platinum the Cowabunga collection, and I was proud of that.
Oh.
Because I like when a game
What about this clutch of
is a
praise?
game compilation and the platinum is just beat all the games. I think that's just really nice.
What do Earthlings do with these green
Yeah.
blocks?
They are used to control the
Because then it's like you experience the whole collection and you get a platinum.
If I get another memo from
Yeah.
that guy, I swear I'm going to
But whoever's
funny
in
that-
charge of it, please remaster Hit and Run. I don't care if you have to replace Apu with Marge or Lisa. I would be okay with that. It'd be a whole new level.
Like I said before, Simpsons Hit and Run, as of right now, is the most requested game. It's the game that's like the most requested to get a remake, from what I've seen.
If KO the Kangaroo can get it, then Hit and Run deserves it.
We got a remake of Battle for Bikini Bottom. Hit and Run can absolutely happen.
And we will probably do that on this channel at some point.
There's no probably to it. We are gonna do it.
Well, there is
that's not
one
gonna-
list.
That's not going to be the next game up, though. The next game we do on this channel is going to be... Actually, it'll be Animaniacs: The Great Edgar Hunt for
That's
Nintendo
cool.
GameCube.
I have a request for a very short game to do after that.
Okay.
The Super Nintendo version of Aladdin.
Wait, why the Super Nintendo version specifically?
Because that one was made by Capcom. The other one was made by Virgin. You know the difference because Aladdin has a sword. And also I grew up with the Super one.
Okay, but the Genesis version looks better.
We'll have to do both. I just think we'll have to do both. There's also different levels and stuff. So, we'll just have to do both.
tell you what,
This
then
one is the alpha
we
male.
can do
His sweet
the
odor
Super
invites the
Nintendo
other
one first,
servants under his
and then we can do
You'll never
the
know his
Genesis
workers
one
have been
later.
slowly poisoning him.
Yay.
Though that's
I
not
really
going to
had
be
no idea
the
what
next
these
game we
people
do.
did.
The next
Next
game
year, let's
we're
use the
going to
female for our
do is, like I said,
cross-fertilization
Animaniacs: The
initiative.
Great Edgar Hunt
She wouldn't give you
on
10
on
seconds.
GameCube.
Talk about a waste
Heck
of
yeah.
DNA.
But
Indeed,
Really good,
I met
really
smarter
good
people
3D
in the drunk
collectathon
tank.
platformer that, for whatever reason, takes cues from Donkey Kong 64.
oh no, there's gonna be like 30 parts of it. I'm so excited.
I mean, it's a long, it's kind of a meaty game, but there's not as much backtracking as you would
I've
think.
blown better special effects out of
Yeah,
my smell
but
hole.
we have lots of other content for you here on Galactic Rush.
Go check out our discussion videos. Go check out Movie Neutrals,
Oh, stop it.
the
You're as
new
thin as the day
series
I
that
birthed you.
Homecoming started with Mineta.
Gonna
We
be
have
reviews coming out soon.
other stuff that's also planned that I won't talk about right now because those are spoilers. But
Yeah,
yeah, go check out the other stuff on this channel.
yes. All me and Rox can definitely say is that a lot's on the way.
Yeah. So for the next, I don't think Animaniacs: The Great Edgar Hunt is going to be the very next thing we put up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the next game we do, but in terms of the next video, I'll keep you posted.
We'll see it
on
when you
that.
see it.
Yeah, you'll see it when you see it. But for now, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, comment down below, all that good stuff. So until next time, bye.
Bye.